say, resemble beings from other worlds. They show bug-eyed people who do not look like a normal human. So you have at Xipan really a tomb that seems to show extraterrestrial beings, anthropomorphic beings that are half animal, half human, and people who don't look like a normal human being, that look like extraterrestrial.
Lord Saipan's tomb has some very interesting relics that were found within his burial. Were these beings that were going to help him go into the afterlife, possibly back into space or into the heavens?
The Lord of Xipan's disciples believed that he was not a mere mortal, but actually half God and half man.
But specifically what is of interest is that he has a face mask which is made of gold, and his body largely is dressed with copper shielding. So all of a sudden we see somebody whose that body is meant to resemble clearly something else, a shining one, the divine being which he was once believed to be, but also which in death he was believed to once again become.
Was the Lord of Xipan really half man, half God, as his followers believed? And might the figurines found in his grave really represent the ancient ruler's extraterrestrial origins? If so, is it possible that this tomb, like the ones found in Egypt, really served as a portal to the stars? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, and believe more evidence can be found by looking at the boat-shaped coffins and strange burial rituals of the ancient Tarajan people. South Sulawesi, Indonesia. Here can be found the cave tombs of the Tanah Toraja, the site of a complex funeral ritual that dates back to 3000 BC. The Torajan people believe death is a gradual process toward the afterlife.
Many cultures believe in an afterlife, something that goes on beyond the physical bodies. The Toraja people in Indonesia are very interesting and unusual because among the most elaborate rituals they have are not rituals of life, but for death. They have incredible ceremonies. When people die, they have huge feasts, and they have these incredible celebrations for the dead.
The Torajan people put the dead into these special coffins, which are also like a model of a spaceship, and then they inter them up on these cliffs. And their beliefs, too, are that ultimately the dead are returning to the stars, and that they, as a people, will also return to the stars as well.
As translated, the name Toraja means the people from above. And Torajans believe their ancestors descended from the stars in skyships. Their elaborate coffins are built in the form of a boat and thought to resemble the skyships that carried their ancestors to Earth. A wooden effigy called a tautau is carved in the likeness of the dead person and placed in the balcony to represent the deceased and watch over their remains.
The effigies are a beautiful illustration with which they wanted to show us that once somebody is deceased, they can still look down upon you, because being dead doesn't mean that it's over. Dead just means that you go on to the next level of existence. And it's an idea that has been with us, not just in our culture, but in every ancient culture and modern culture as well.
The Torajan people, they believe in sky gods who descended from the sky, who left them a body of knowledge, and then who disappeared. And they very much believe that by doing what our ancestors did when these creatures were here, that they will therefore also be able to join these divine beings which were once here, and specifically that upon death they will be able to join them in the home of these deities. That is very much on par with what we see throughout the world.
Is it possible, as some researchers believe, that ancient astronauts visited Earth thousands of years ago and inspired our ancestors to build boat-shaped coffins that emulated their space vehicles. If so, could the presence of boat coffins mean that our ancestors were preparing to make a journey to the stars? Some believe the ultimate proof can be found in a mysterious burial mound in Ireland, one with star maps that give clues not just to where the ancient visitors came from, but where the dead may have, in fact, chosen to return.
Doesn't your mouth have more important things to do?